I think I've been on a roll this past 2 weeks. Two Chinese dramas back to back. And maybe this is the start of something new. um this is a drama that I think it sparked my love for Allen Ren because I don't think I had noticed him in the way I did in this drama. I had never noticed him in that way before. But this drama just changed my whole perspective on him. That's just how good this drama is. Hi guys, welcome to the Dramatology Podcast. In this episode, I am covering One and Only, a 2021 Chinese drama starring Allen Ren and Bai Lu. And this is a drama that I love more than anything. If you could see my drama list profile, you would see that it's a 10 for me. And so I was like, this is a drama that I should review because it's one of my favorite dramas in recent years. So spoiler alert, if you've not seen this drama before, you should probably click off and watch it first before you listen to this. But yeah, so One and Only is a 2021 drama that tells the story of, I guess, this forbidden love between the king's uncle, Prince Nanchen, and Shi Yi, the daughter of an esteemed family that is basically taken in by Zhou Shengchen and is considered his disciple. So there's this forbidden love thing going on because she's also betrothed to the current emperor. So it's set to be a tragedy from the very beginning, right? And I don't know why I watched this drama to begin with, because usually I avoid tragedies. No matter how good the plot is, no matter how much I love the actors and the actresses in it, I tend to avoid dramas that just have tragedy. It just isn't for me. I don't like sad dramas, right? So I don't know what caught me in this drama that made me watch it when it was airing. But oh my god, I loved it so much till this day. I think this is one of the first dramas where I I felt the need to leave comments on my drama list because of how good this drama was. Because the drama does a lot of things very differently than most historical dramas that I've watched. And I'll talk about it in a while, but in that I can never relate with the characters because a lot of the female characters are usually very childish, very annoying. So I usually can't watch it. And so this drama having a female lead like Shi Yi was just a breath of fresh air because she was so different from what I was used to seeing. So year 2020 to year 2022, basically the pandemic years, really set the stage for Chinese dramas in the sense that that's when Chinese dramas they blew up suddenly. They were just releasing so many of it. So a lot of the favorites that people have today come from that era of pandemic. It's like pandemic dramas, right? And this drama is kind of getting to the end of that pandemic era, but I guess you could still consider it like a pandemic drama. So it falls in line with those dramas that just took over. Like, I don't know, China was just releasing so many in the way that I guess Korea could not keep up, or they did not have as stringent rules as Korea. So they just had so many dramas coming out on YouTube and on different platforms, right? So in those 2 years, right, I ended up switching a lot to a lot of Chinese dramas. I ended up watching a lot of Chinese dramas just because there were so many of them coming out. And I have to say, up to 80% of them I could not watch. And then the remaining 20%, thankfully, were okay and they were things I could watch. And one of the real issues I had, especially with historical dramas that used to come out at that time, even up till now, that come out from China these days, just have a very immature female lead, right? And I am somebody in my 20s, so I don't relate to that childish kind of character. And I get it. It's possible past the target audience. So like when they're creating the drama and they're sitting down and they're like, okay, who's the target audience for this drama? Who's going to watch this drama? I don't think my age group is in there, right? So maybe that's why. Maybe it's for like teens, and it's usually a very light, fun. The female lead is usually very quirky, and it's not that I hate it. It's just not for me, right? I like my female characters more like Min Lang from The Story of Min Lang. That is one of, I would say, the best female leads I've ever seen in a Chinese drama, just because of her portrayal and the characterization they gave her in that drama. She was smart, and she knew she was smart, but she knew she was also not supposed to be smart, in the sense that she had no backing, and so she was not allowed to be better than what she was. Being this daughter of a concubine, she knew her place and she acted accordingly. So I like dramas like that it sets, like the story sets the character and kind of decides how a character acts, right? And so in Story of Milang, the world she was built up in, right, did not allow her to be anything other than that quiet meek girl that everybody kind of looked over and overlooked. And that's what I liked about this drama as well. Shi is a girl that her father has been disgraced, and basically she's living in this world where they're kind of beholden to the world where they are, right? And so she's gone through a lot, and we see that in her character and how she behaves. She's quite quiet, she's docile, she's meek and everything, and she doesn't act out of character, which I liked, right? So her character is strong but quiet, and that makes it believable for the time that she's in, because as you can see, there's a lot of politics going on around them, right? And so she has to be careful. And so that's what I like about this drama, in that the female lead was just my type, right? She wasn't like hitting the male lead, or like, it's not a comedy, right? And I tend to stay away from historical dramas that are comedy just because it's not my kind of drama. I tend to see that world as being a very serious kind of era. Like, historical eras are usually very serious to me. And so I can never understand where there's a situation where the female lead is like, has a beard and everybody just believes she's a male. Like, it makes no sense, right? And so this drama was immediately worth watching for me just because of the character of Shi. But really, I think what sealed this drama for me to become one of my favorite dramas was the character of Allen Ren. Before I had watched this drama, I don't know if I had seen Allen Ren in a lot of things. I knew him from like Under the Power and The Destiny of the White Snake. Also, Miss Crow and Mr. Lizard. Right, so I had seen him in a few of those dramas, but never in this light. And I never knew he was this good of an actor. But this drama was really what showed me that he's a fantastic actor, because his character in this is just so fantastic. It's weird because he's the male lead, right? Usually, it's very hard for me to relate to like male leads, in the sense that like I'm a female, so I tend to relate with the female lead more and understand her life more, right? Because it's something I can, I guess, put myself in her shoes in that sense, right? But male leads are very difficult, so I just go by what they show me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, right? But in this drama, a lot of people had issues, right, at the end of this drama, because he dies at the end, right? He gets killed, and a lot of people are like, well, let it happen, he should have seized the throne when he had a chance. But I was actually one of the few people that I thought that his character made sense from the beginning to the end. His character made so much sense, and I love this character so much. I have never seen a better princely character, like, in the sense that his character in this drama is just, he's the epitome of princely. He's the epitome of great accomplished general. Like, he just embodies that to like a T. And I had never seen Allen Ren act in this way before, and I was blown away, and he became an instant fave of mine after this drama. Even the way he walks, the way he talks. When you talk about like being a good actor, this is what I mean, right? Because in this drama, Allen Ren actually embodies this like princely character. His every action, his every thought is so methodically planned and acted that I was blown away that, is it possible for someone to act in this kind of way that is just this perfect for the character? And his acting in this was in a way I'd never seen. And I have to say, of all dramas I've watched, of all the Chinese, Korean, and whatever country I'm watching a drama from, Allen Ren is like my number one best like kingly or princely character ever. Because I don't know, I've just never seen a character like this. And I have to say, he even tops Ibangwon from Six Flying Dragons, the Korean drama, which is one of my favorite dramas, right? While Ibangwon is obviously like a master strategist, in terms of poise and, how somebody carries themselves, and Ren in this drama is just takes the cake over any other drama I've ever watched. And I've watched a lot of dramas, and I like a lot of emperors, I like a lot of princes in a lot of dramas, but this drama, oh my God, I had never seen such acting before. And it was when I watched this drama, I was like, yes, this is an actor. This is an actor. And I was one of the people that I did not mind that there was no kissing. I could care less, actually, because everything else just works for this drama. In fact, it makes more sense to me that there was no kissing, because it would have made no sense if there was one, right? Given like who Zhou Shan is and who Shi is, like giving those two actually makes no sense if there was a kissing. And that's what I like about this drama, putting the proper character behavior for the moment. Like the characterization fits, right? There was no one acting out of character, and so I love this drama for that. So this drama was perfect for Allen Ren because I know he has like a thing about like kissing, and I understand completely. So this drama was just, it was right for him. One of the things this drama does really well is that it shows you like how they fall in love. As they fall in love, you go through the journey of watching she become infatuated and fall in love with this general that she's basically come to respect for everything he's doing, right? And I would say I think that's also why she likes him. There's a sense of that he's a good person, and a very accomplished general, and so she respects him for that, right? She respects him before she falls in love with him. So I loved watching them fall in love. I loved watching the scenes, like the scene where he goes on the expenditure and he comes back and he sees Shiye again after like, I don't know, a year or two. And I don't know, it was just, there was something about that scene that I was like, oh my God, this is so cute, right? I don't know what it was, but just moments like that, right? Moments where he's just good to her, he takes care of her, and very loving, that's not too showy, right? And I think that's why I like this drama. There are very little moments that you would think is not worth anything, but for me it just touched my heart in a way that made this drama one of my favorites. The scene where he carries her when she falls asleep and he carries her to her room, the scene where she calls his name for the first time, like it's all just so beautiful. And I have to give it up to Bailu because I know how Bailu is usually. She's actually a very sunny, bright person. Like she's not a quiet person at all, right? And so seeing her in this drama is very interesting because I know that's not how she is based on every behind I've ever watched, right? So her acting in this too is very interesting, and I have to give it up for her in that sense that she was really good in this. This drama is so good that it's what made me sit through forever and ever. And this is the thing about drama. This is how like you have a good director and you have a good screenwriter, because the director for One and Only is obviously not the same director as Forever and Ever, and the screenwriter probably is different as well, because in Forever and Ever somehow it was just a mess. And it's weird because I also like Forever and Ever, but for a completely different reason. Really, for the second female lead and the second male lead, which was Jo Shen Chen's little sister and his best friend. I loved those two, right? Because I really liked his best friend. His best friend was the only reason why I kept watching that drama. But still, it made me sit through it because I just wanted to see their happiness, and just see a good ending for this too, right? That's just how much invested I was in One and Only that I had to watch that drama as well. And yeah, this drama is just fantastic. So One and Only is based on a very popular novel, right, by a Chinese writer. And I've tried to read the books, like I've tried so much, but the books are not as interesting as the live action for me, right? I don't know, it could be the author's writing style or the translator's writing style, because obviously I can't read, Mandarin. But why I mention this is that it's funny because One and Only doesn't actually exist, right, in the novel. This whole thing, and that's how I know like the screenwriter and the directors, they are all fantastic in this. They came up with this part. I mean, yes, they do mention this part in the novel because there's a sense of like, yes, there's a reason why in Forever and Ever, right, the modern day version, she falls in love with Jo Shen Cheng, even though she has no idea, and he's not particularly handsome in like the modern era, right? But this whole part, One and Only, the historical part, does not actually exist. Yet it managed to become the better part of the two because of just the vision, obviously, that the screenwriters and the directors and the production team had for this, because this is something I would have actually liked to read. But yeah, like some of my favorite scenes from this drama, right? It was like the scene where the prince, Ping Xin, who is, I guess, the godbrother of Jo Shen Cheng, he comes and he's like, oh, is this your wife? And, there's this sense of like, no, she's not. And moments like that were just very funny. And those were the little nuggets of like comedy that this drama had. It didn't have a lot, but it had some, right? And even though it had some and not a lot, it still wasn't too heavy. And I like that about this drama. So one thing I will mention, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people had issues with the fact that Jo Shen Cheng's character was not willing to fight for the throne. Not only was he not willing to fight for the throne, he made it so that he was basically loyal to the throne forever and ever. He swore never to have children, right? So never to take a wife and have children, which is sad. and also why we all know it's doomed. Like literally from the first episode, we can tell it's a doomed fate, because it's a very first episode that we see him basically swear to this oath that he's never going to have kids, right? And a lot of people struggled with the fact that he kept being kind of docile to the fact that, the king was kind of belligerent to him, right? And I understand where it's coming from. It's the same idea of why in Snow Sword Stride, the head of Beiliang, for those that have watched that drama, is not willing to go to war, even though he found out that it was somebody in the royal house that killed his wife, right? The idea that you're so loyal to your people that you don't even want to go to war because you know the effect it will have on the lives of the common people. And that's what this drama shows in the character of Zhou Shancheng. He is so loyal and so for peace that he knows that if he tries to take power, he's going to end up having to murder a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to have to die. A lot of army men are going to have to die. A lot of people are going to be left with their husbands and sons. And so he decides that, okay, no, I would rather not do that and just, relinquish any power I have, in the sense that he was not willing to even have kids. Now, the sad part about it is that just because you're a good person does not mean other people are good people. And it's actually a shame, because actually maybe nothing would have happened to him if the king wasn't so infatuated with Shi Yi, right? And the king could tell that Shi Yi was obviously in love with this Prince Nanchen, his uncle. And that's why he did what he did in the way he did it, right? He basically hacked him to pieces, right? Just because he knew Shi Yi loved this guy. So it's unfortunate, and I was sad about it, that he didn't fight for power and he did it on purpose, even though he had all these supporters. And it's a shame that he let it go to waste, because the people that ended up paying for that were his own people, right? His own commanders. We see them at the end where only one of them is left, and he's, I guess, reminiscing about the rest of them, and that scene was kind of sad. I think I was crying at that scene. I will say that one thing this drama does badly is show you the relationship between Shi Yi and the commanders, like the other commanders. That was not really shown well, to make me also feel that, there was a relationship between Shi Yi and, the commanders, which is unfortunate, because I think that was a good place that they could have explored, like, the story as well, just to show us that relationship more. But I mean, I guess it's fine, it's whatever, but, I would have liked to see more of that. But again, it's just 24 episodes, so I guess they have to rush some things. And it's not so bad that, it spoils the drama, but it's something I would have wished for more of, right? Just to see that camaraderie between them, because she was also one of the disciples, right? But yeah, this drama was really, really good. One of my favorites. Really shut up Allen Ren for me. I've watched everything he's been in since this drama, just because of the acting in this. Like, he's such a good actor, and Bailu is obviously a great actress, right? I love her. I've been watching her for years as well. So I recommend this drama for anybody that's never seen it before. You should watch this drama at least once, right? Even though you will never be able to watch it again like me, because I don't watch tragedy more than once. So even though this drama is a 10 for me, its rewatch value is probably at like a 2. Right? I never rewatch tragic stories. And if I do rewatch it, I'll probably watch it till I know I can handle it. If it's getting too close to the ending where I know the tragedy is, I'll avoid that part. So maybe the last 5 or 6 episodes I won't watch it, and I'll just watch the first 16 or something, right? So this drama is very, very good. If you've not seen it, you should check it out. It's one of the best Allen Ren dramas, one of the best Bailu dramas. I know that people will be against that, because Bailu has done a lot of work with different actors, and people have their favorites. But for me, this is a 10 out of 10. Very few dramas beat this drama, right? In terms of just writing, story, acting, everything just perfect. But that's my review of One and Only. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.